Hello everybody, it's me Leon. I just wanted to make a quick video about the Hive Mind system card I made for Space Hulk. So this is the card deck I made. This is at the moment just a test version I have done just to see how it behaves. I'm planning to make bigger cards, probably change. Originally I made it to be used magic side card. So this is a magic side card that I just put a printed color version of the card in top. So I can use sleeves, normal sleeves, and that's the way I was using it. But I think for the final version, once after I finish testing, I'm going to use a bigger size of cards. Probably going to use a tarot card size. There is a sleeve for those, and it's going to be bigger. So I'm probably going to try to reduce the text, but I would like to, or at least keep the same amount of text or reduce it, but if it's possible to use a bigger font. So I'm using right now a clear to read font, that's Arial, but I think the size is too small. It works, but it's not great, so I want to improve that. Now, about the gameplay. So I play the first mission. I'm testing it with Space Hulk. Sorry for the proxy Terminators. I just want to make, I just repainting the original Terminator from the set. So I played the first mission that I think is Beachhead. So Beachhead was, to be honest, too easy. I don't know if that's about the mission or that's about the decks, but was kind of funny because the first card I play out was basically the Hive Awaken, and I was basically making more aggressive the deck. How it works, the idea at the moment, I'm going to explain this with the accompanying rules for the deck. The idea is we use the deck as much as possible with zero interference from extra rules. So we keep using, I'm using basically the standard rules for Space Hulk with minor tweaks. Still using the timer, still using the movements as normal. The only thing I'm doing different is, for example, when I move blips and gene stealers, I just count squares. I just always treat them that they finish facing the right direction. That's it, right? To be honest, this is going to be more like an honor system. When you move, try to move it smartly. They're not going to be, the gene stealers are always going to try to reach the Space Marines. The only difference is going to be the aggressiveness. So purple cards, they tend to not be aggressive. So for example, I'm right now playing the second mission, suicide mission. I'm on round 2. So the previous round, I got Gathering in the Dark. So what it did is, first of all, I generate the blips for this mission. I got 2 blips, and it says in that moment that I put it in the entry point closest to the Marine, furthest for the entry point. So this is the entry point. So in that moment, this Marine were here, if I don't remember wrong. I just, in the next round, so they advanced a little. So the closest counting, so that we have this entry point, this entry point, this entry point. So what I did is just count the squares. So, and I count diagonal in these cases for doing this as normal. So for example, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So it was until this Marine that was in that moment there was, I think from this side, 13. And from this side all the way here was 14. So the closest entry point in that moment was this. So these 2 blips enter here. They were placed in lurking mode. Also, because when I revealed the blips activated, they open this door, was killed by the Overwatch, and these 2 guys are not in line of sight. So in this case, because of that rule, because they're not at 6 squares of that as this Marine, they stay there. They're waiting to attack. So at this moment, for example, this is interesting. We have a blip, no reveal, so I have no idea what is in there. I have 2 gene stealers waiting to pounce, and I have 2 blips waiting to come out and go out. Now, I just move what I did in my round. To be honest, I committed a big mistake for this turn. I left my flamer, just pressing the flamer. My flamer is here. To be honest, should be like flip. The 10-meter captain should be ahead of him, so I have to move this guy so I can make some space. My plan is to put one Terminator here. This is going to be complicated because this guy has to be in Overwatch so he can cover both this entry and this entry here, so that's going to be very tough. And my plan is to send the Terminator Captain here so he can cover more this area here, so the Flamer can reach the control room. That's the mission. We have to reach the control room and just destroy with the Flamer. It's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to probably try to move this Terminator if it's possible, but at the moment he's just trying to hold that position. Now, just to show you how it works, I pull out, the mission says every round, Gene Stealer gets 2 blips, right? And I draw my card. So the card I draw is Encircling Strike that says reinforcement, deploy the number of blips indicated by the mission, in this case 2. It doesn't say that, but we know it's 2. Place the first blip in the entry area closest to the Marine, furthest from the starting area. So if that is the starting area, this guy is the one that advanced the most. So that's our main point. So closest to the Space Marine, furthest. So which one is closest? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this time, this is going to be the entry point. So I put the first blip here. Says, then place each subsequent blip in the next entry area clockwise. So because it's clockwise, we go in this direction. So I put the next one here. Now, when the card says place that, you just place it and it's going to start moving. It's going to be in the game. So you just place it in the entry. You just place it in the entry. Done. That's the goal of the card. Now the card has a text that some says if a Marine is within 6 squares, you place it on lurking mode. They are not within 6 squares, so they're fine. They're there. Some cards they will say when you place them, you place it in lurking mode. Like for example this one. Now. The rest it says is any entry area containing 3 or more lurking blips might deploy those blips this turn. Some cards are going to say all the lurking blips will enter. So I'm lucky. This time the Hive Mind are not going to yet deploy these guys. If not, this will be a lot of Gene Stealers coming from my back trying to eat me. However, these guys are going to be active this round. So what it's trying to do, the Hive Mind, is trying to make unpredictable. It's going to try to make tough decisions and trying to keep you like never guessing, trying to make you guess what it's going to do, but trying to make it smart enough. So in this case, the behavior is if Gene Stealer within 6 squares, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This blip is within 6 squares. So this one is going to use the first line of the AI. If not, these other 2 and the blips in there are going to use the second line. So the first line says, if the Gene Stealer is within 6 squares of a Marine or in line of sight, none is in line of sight, but there is 1 blip within 6. Always when you say Gene Stealers, treat blips as Gene Stealers. Blips for these cards are also, blips and Gene Stealers are the same. So if a Gene Stealer is within 6 squares of a Marine or in line of sight of the Marine, it moves toward the closest Marine, uses the shortest path, it becomes adjacent, attacks, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to move and attack. Now, red cards, they don't mind if they enter into line of sight. They're the aggressive cards. So what it's going to do is going to move. What I'm doing to make the game harder in this test and is the Gene Stealers are going to move in diagonal. So he's going to move 1 square. So that's one of his blips.